I should have known something was wrong, even before we left the apartment. Clara had been getting ready for nearly 3 hours. It wasn't unusual. She always took her time when it came to getting ready. But this time, there was something different about it. She wasn't just putting on clothes, she was transforming. Full makeup, heels I hadn't seen her wear in over a year, and that deep emerald dress she told me she bought just in case something important came up. I watched her from the couch as she checked herself in the mirror for the 3rd time. "You look incredible," I said genuinely. "Thanks," she replied, distracted, adjusting her earring, avoiding my gaze. No smile, no warmth, just a simple detached thanks. She'd been working at the firm for over a year now, and this was their 15th anniversary gala. The event was being held at a rooftop venue downtown, with all the important clients flying in, an open bar, a jazz band playing softly in the background. It was her world, I was just tagging along. In the elevator on the way down to the garage, I reached for her hand. She let me hold it, but her grip was loose, as if her thoughts were miles away. Maybe I should have said something, but I didn't want to ruin the night before it even began. When we arrived, it felt like I had stepped into a foreign country, one where I had forgotten the language. People in suits and cocktail dresses, all wearing name tags, all with that polished laugh, pretending to enjoy themselves. The elevator opened into the glass-roofed venue, surrounded by the skyline, the soft hum of jazz filling the air. Waiters in black and white glided through the crowd, offering flutes of champagne. "Clara, you made it," someone called out, breaking through the noise. Clara was immediately surrounded, and I was left standing at the edge, trying to blend in with the shadows. She was whisked away by the partners, her colleagues, all those important people she had been working with. "Come meet the partners, there's the star of our department," one of them said. And just like that, Clara let go of my hand. No introduction, no "this is my boyfriend Daniel," nothing. She floated from group to group, smiling, laughing, tossing compliments like confetti. I tried to keep up at first, to be a part of it, but eventually I stopped trying. At one point, I saw her speaking to her boss Alan. Mid-50s, silver hair. The kind of man who looked like he was made for this world. Confident, expensive, polished. I stood close, trying to stay in her orbit, waiting for a polite nod, waiting for an opening to be included in the conversation. It never came. Instead, Clara laughed at something Alan said, placed her hand on his arm, and said, "You're terrible, Alan." I excused myself and made my way to the bar. "Whiskey neat," I muttered, and the bartender poured me a glass. I downed it in one go, the burn a welcome distraction. I watched her from across the room, trying to make sense of what I was seeing. She didn't just ignore me, she erased me. I sat at a cocktail table in the back, pretending to scroll through my phone, pretending not to watch her. But I couldn't stop. She looked different, no longer the woman I knew. It was as if she had stepped into a new version of herself, one where I didn't exist. I checked the time. An hour and 20 minutes had passed. She hadn't said more than 2 sentences to me, and not a single person had approached me to ask who I was. To them I was nobody. Then came the worst moment of the night. A younger guy, maybe in his late 20s, good-looking, confident, walked up to her. He leaned in too close, his presence invading her space in a way that felt wrong. Clara laughed. The kind of laugh she used to give me when we shared private jokes in the dark, in the privacy of our bedroom. She touched his shoulder lightly, and he whispered something in her ear. She tilted her head and smiled, her eyes sparkling as if she were seeing the world for the first time. I waited for 5 minutes, holding on to the last shred of hope that she would glance my way, acknowledge me, but she didn't. Not once. So, I stood up, buttoned my jacket, and looked at her one last time. I didn't say goodbye. No drama, no shouting. Just quiet steps, a cold elevator ride, and the sound of the door closing behind me, taking the night, and whatever we had away with it. I took the stairs down from the garage, instead of waiting for the elevator. Each step I made echoed in the hollow space, like a drumbeat pounding in my chest. She didn't call me, not right away at least. I got into my car and just drove. I didn't have a destination in mind. I just kept driving, watching the city lights fade into the distance, until all that was left was the endless hum of the highway beneath my tires. Eventually, I ended up at Nate's place. I texted him from the driveway. "You up?" He opened the door in sweatpants, no questions asked. He just gave a quick nod toward the guest room. Without a word, I crashed there, burying myself in the quiet of his home, trying to outrun the chaos in my head. In the morning, my phone lit up like a Christmas tree. 12 missed calls. 4 voicemails. A string of texts from her. Asterisk, where are you? Why did you leave? I've been looking for you everywhere. You could have said something. Please call me, asterisk. I didn't reply. Back at the apartment, I knew she'd find the ring. I hadn't planned on proposing that night, but I was close. The ring had been sitting in the sock drawer for a week, just waiting for the right moment. I was waiting for the right time. Turns out, I was waiting for the wrong woman. 3 days passed before I saw her again. She looked tired. Hair pulled back, no makeup, just Clara. The Clara I used to know. The one who had been swallowed up by the version of herself she became that night. She sat across from me on the couch, her hands fidgeting with the hem of her sleeve as she spoke. "I didn't mean to make you feel like you didn't matter," she said softly. I nodded but didn't say anything. I couldn't. She continued, her voice more fragile now, trying to explain. "I got caught up. It was work. Alan was there, clients, everything. I didn't know how to handle it. Still, I said nothing. I didn't mean to ignore you, Daniel." I looked at her then, really looked at her. "You didn't ignore me, Clara," I said, my voice colder than I wanted it to be. "You erased me. There's a difference." She cried. "I didn't. We didn't break up that night, not officially anyway. But something broke, something quiet, deep, that cracked open in a way I didn't know how to fix. And once it cracked, it could never heal completely. She still brings up that night sometimes, swearing she didn't realize how bad it looked, how bad it felt. But I remember it all. The way she laughed, the way she reached for someone else's arm like I wasn't even there, the way she forgot I existed in that world of hers. And most of all, I remember how it felt to walk away, to finally choose not to chase someone who couldn't see me, who never really had. Because sometimes the loudest message you can send is the silence.